Welcome to the Department for the Aging's training module on the RFP process. This module is part of the department's training series on preparation of competitive RFPs. City procurements are processed in accordance with the procedures set forth in Chapter 13 of the New York City Charter and in accordance with New York City's Procurement Policy Board rules. DFTA strives to ensure that all procurements are completed in a timely manner. We'll be discussing the 4 phases to the RFP process, which are the planning phase, the concept paper phase, the RFP phase, and the last part of the process, which involves evaluation, selection, and registration. The very first step to planning a request for proposal, that's RFP, is identifying a programmatic need. A need could be defined as a gap within DFTA's current portfolio of services that warrants a new program or an identified area within an existing program where services are lacking. Once DFTA identifies a need, the Planning, Research, Evaluation, and Training, that's PRET division, will begin researching how best to close the gap in services. Often, PRET will work with the program area to refine the vision for an upcoming solicitation. To accomplish this, PRET can conduct market research, stakeholder engagement sessions, focus groups, surveys, and/or interviews of industry leaders. This affords DFTA the opportunity to include those within the industry during the creation of a concept paper which will result in a better rounded program. The RFP process normally begins with a concept paper. However, concept papers are only required if the program is new to the Department for the Aging or if the program has substantially changed since the last competitive solicitation. The purpose of a concept paper is for DFTA to share our future vision and goals for a particular program with the wider community. A concept paper outlines the basic requirements of the upcoming RFP and should include, but is not limited to, the purpose of the RFP, proposed term of the contracts, planned method for evaluating proposals, procurement timeline, funding information, program information, including but not limited to, as applicable, proposed models, site information, service hours, participant populations being serviced, and participant minimums or maximums. Prior to the release of a concept paper, DFTA places an advertisement announcing the concept paper for 5 consecutive days in the city record. The concept paper will then be publicly posted on DFTA's website for no less than 45 calendar days. During this time, the public is invited to make comments on the content within the concept paper. After the posting period is completed, DFTA will compile and read through all comments received for possible incorporation into the RFP. This entire process ensures transparency and the inclusion of the public in government procurement processes. Reading and responding to the concept paper with comments and questions may help avoid unforeseen problems once the RFP is released. After a thorough review process by DFTA and the Mayor's Office of Contract Services, that's MOCS, Human Client Services RFPs are released through Passport, the city's digital procurement and sourcing solutions portal, to those organizations pre-qualified in the relevant service areas. Likewise, proposals must be submitted through Passport by those same pre-qualified organizations. Go to this Passport web address to learn more about Passport. For more information on the pre-qualification process, contact MOCS at help@mocs.nyc.gov or visit this site. Most RFPs include a proposers conference. DFTA strongly encourages all potential proposers to attend this conference. At the conference, potential providers are able to directly ask questions related to the RFP and the structured proposal form. In addition, Mox attends the conference and will be available to answer questions on the passport system. After the conference is completed, DFTA will issue an addendum to the RFP chronicling who was in attendance and any subsequent changes to the RFP. Once proposals are submitted, they will be reviewed to determine whether they are responsive or non-responsive per the requirements of the RFP. Proposals that are determined by DFTA to be non-responsive will be disqualified. An evaluation committee will then be assigned to review all responsive proposers, and awards will be made in accordance with the contract award section of the RFP. Once selections have been made, DFTA will notify all awarded vendors and budget negotiations can then begin. The Office of Procurement will then begin the process of registering contracts. This process includes a public hearing where the award will be publicly announced in the city record, a determination of responsibility where DFTA determines that the winning providers are responsible vendors, and a final approval from Mox. After all of these steps are completed, DFTA will then move to register the contracts with the Office of the Comptroller. The Comptroller's Office has 30 days to register a contract. Once registration is completed, the vendor can begin submitting invoices to the city. This concludes the RFP process overview of competitive RFPs section of this training series. We hope it will be a useful tool for you as you pursue RFP submissions to the Department for the Aging. Thank you.